it's been going off in Man United right now. Mr. Ten Hag. Ten Hag, Mr. Hagendas. He's gone.
He's here we go there, isn't he?
He's here we go there.
And he's got like 3-4 seconds to compose himself and then hits it into an open goal.
He just skied it.
And not only was it over, it was wide as well.
He done it on purpose. So he wasn't even upset after. That's how you know he wasn't. He ran back like his head down like this. Got robbed again, man.
Robbed?
We got robbed. Yes, we got robbed. Listen.
Is this the one where he's jumped and fouled him?
Who? How is
that the one you're talking about?
How is it a foul? How is that a foul? No, it's
because he's got the back of his head.
It's a 50-50 challenge. Ballon d'Or.
Aha,
Vinicius.
interesting. Real Madrid. You can't do that, man. You can't boycott a whole Ballon d'Or award ceremony because your boy didn't win it, man. Man United won a treble in 1999. Who won the Ballon d'Or? Rivaldo from Barcelona.
Who did you think should have won?
Beck should have won it.
Oh, okay.
Beck should have won it. Of course he should have won it. We won the treble that season. He's gone. He's gone. Get back here. Get back here.
All right, we're back. We've had a few. I've had a few injuries myself. You know, like I was like the lead player. You know, never no injuries, and yeah, I took a couple hits this last few weeks.
Couple? It's been a few, mate.
3 weeks, isn't it?
3-4 weeks now.
We even recorded in 2. I've been out for 3. But yeah, we're back though, God willing. And yeah, I'm your host, Jaydan. If you don't know me, get to know. And I got Mr. Reliable here, Mr. Frankie Frank, Mr. Talk to Frank, Mr. Press that blue button. And it's been going off in Man United right now, Mr. Ten Hag. Ten Hag, Mr. Hagendas. He's gone. He's been sacked. They got rid of him. He got another. He took an L in the weekend. West Ham beat them 2-1. I won some money as well, you know.
Well done, mate.
Yeah. Nah, not because of you lot losing. I had a couple yellow cards.
Okay.
And I won some money. But you was happy with Ten Hag. You won some money as well, didn't you? The new manager.
Keep it under the hat, mate.
Has he been accepted yet, the new manager?
So it's pretty much done. I think obviously Sporting released a statement today, basically to the I think it was the stock exchange as well, saying that United have agreed to pay the €10 million release clause, which is 8.3 million pounds. So I think it's just a case of crossing the T's and dotting the I's now. There's not long to go, and I believe that Man United want to get it wrapped up tonight to maybe get it announced tomorrow or Thursday. I'm not sure if they will be, if he'll be in a dugout for the weekend against Chelsea. It might, I think.
Oh, the new
Amorim,
manager.
yeah. Obviously, Rude's going to be taking charge against Leicester tomorrow in the League Cup.
Before we get into the new manager, let's touch on a bit about Ten Hag. Why did it take so long for them to do this, man? Because
that's the big question, isn't it?
we had was it the other international break? Everybody thought, okay, he'd be out. They gave him some more time again. He still didn't perform, and then it's like the West Ham game was just like the final straw. But why did it actually take so long, though, man? That's what I need to.
I mean, obviously, I can't answer that question from like factual, but from what I've heard is obviously the decision had been made a long time ago. But then obviously after the FA Cup win, after the clamour from the fans, Omar Barada and Dan Ashworth hadn't started yet until sort of beginning of July or mid-July.
Okay.
So they wanted them involved in the whole sort of process. And then I think, obviously, you know, it's something that I mentioned before on this podcast. They looked at Thomas Tuchel. He rejected United because they couldn't agree on certain things. Pochettino, there was an issue with pay. McKenna, they thought it was too soon for him. Roberto De Zerbi had other offers on the table and they weren't convinced. Obviously, he ended up at Marseille. Thomas Frank was another high manager on their list.
We spoke about the Thomas Frank and the Brentford, but
I don't know if he would have been the right man personally, but they went by the analytics. They went a lot by the analytics, and Ruben Amorim and Thomas Frank were the highest ranked.
Oh, for them.
They were the highest ranked.
Was Xavi ever in the picture?
Xavi was in the picture. They did speak to Xavi as well, but Xavi wanted to take a year out after what happened with him in Barcelona because that really affected him. Obviously, he's a Barca guy, and he wanted to take the full year of a sabbatical, which is, you have to respect that, fair play. But yeah, I think in terms of why it took them this long, you know, it's not an easy situation to be in. Obviously, for us, it's, you know, cutthroat, right? Get rid, bring someone else in. But for them, obviously, they wanted to give Ten Hag the best possible opportunity
to get it right.
Yeah, to get something. And obviously, we talked so long about him not having a structure, but now when you look at the summer transfer window, all the players that they bought, you look at Joshua Zirkzee, Matthias de Ligt, Lenior obviously hasn't played yet, but they've bought, Mazraoui as well.
Are they Ten Hag signings or?
Mazraoui would have been, de Ligt would have been, absolutely. Joshua Zirkzee probably would have been as well because he's Dutch. The one that wasn't was Ugarte, but Ugarte is now going to be Amorim's guy, and obviously Ugarte played under Amorim for Sporting a couple of years ago.
This is what I was saying to you. I remember I said before, like, I feel like they know what they're going to do when they get a manager in. Look, but he's already got a player there.
But this is what
played under him.
This takes us back to a few podcasts ago when I said a lot of these clubs, what they do is they get a structure in place for the long term. They don't get it in per manager. Obviously, if you're bringing, so if all the signings had been a manager signings, every single one, then when a new manager comes in, he's going to want all his signings. And then when if he gets sacked in 2-3 years because it doesn't work, they're going to want their new signings.
So there's a possibility this guy could have known he's coming.
Potentially.
From ages ago.
I know that they've been in talks of Amorim for quite some time because they actually spoke to him during the last international break as well. So obviously it's not an overnight thing. Obviously they've moved quickly once they sacked Ten Hag to bring him in. But these things, they take a lot of time. But going back to Ten Hag, I've actually got some stats.
I've got one more question.
Go on. Do
you feel sorry for Ten Hag?
A little bit. I do a little bit. I do just a little bit because I feel like for the first couple of years he had a very, very difficult job to take over. Obviously United were an absolute mess, an absolute shambles. The Ronaldo situation, the Mason Greenwood situation, the Jadon Sancho situation arose. But then at the same time, he didn't do himself any favors a lot of the time. You know what I mean? Like, he fell out with Ronaldo. He fell out with Sancho. He fell out with Varane. I mean, who falls out with Varane, man? Varane seems like the nicest guy in football. Do you know what I mean? Like, he fell out with Casemiro, obviously, when he dropped him out in the FA Cup final. Casemiro wasn't happy about that as well.
So he's a major problem in the dressing room. More than likely. And you see, remember, you got to think, players mostly have relationships between themselves.
Absolutely, yeah.
So if you think this manager's a little prick, as such, they're not gonna want to play for him as well. You think do you find your team wasn't playing for him? Because you're gonna how I watch Arsenal is how you're gonna watch Man United. So you're gonna notice they're not playing how they can play. They're not playing to their full potential as such. Being under Ten Hag, I'm saying. Did you notice that at all? Or?
I mean, I know for a fact from what I've heard from very reliable within the club that a few of the players weren't in favour of him. Quite a few of the players weren't in favour of him. But there were obviously players that were in favour of him. I mean, he gave Kobe Mainoo the opportunity. He gave Garnacho the opportunity. Lisandro Martinez knows him. Onana knows him. So you've got, I wouldn't say the dressing room split because obviously they're all professionals. But at the same time, look, my argument with that is you don't play for the manager, man. You play for the club.
Go on. I don't think it's such as playing for the manager. I think it's
you've had enough. You've fed up.
Certain people can bring out the best in you.
Yeah. No. That's a whole different conversation. I agree with that.
When I say play for him, I mean like he's not bringing out.
He's not getting the best out of the players.
Yeah, and then he's causing problems on top of it. Yeah. So you like when you go to work and you got an idiot manager, you don't want to be here working with this guy. This manager's a prick. You understand? The good manager, you help him out, you go the extra mile for him. Yeah. And I feel like there could have been a bit of that.
Well, I've heard today, I mean, I was reading a couple of articles, because obviously the leaks always start coming out after the manager gets sacked. And one of the leaks that came out was that when United lost the game, he'd make them train harder. When they train harder, they were tired. They go into the next game tired. And then it's a circle. I mean,
so he's punishing them.
I don't know how true that is. But that's one of the sort of things that's leaked so far today. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more over the next few weeks or whatnot. Look, the biggest thing with Ten Hag for me, I think his biggest sort of downfall really was his lack of communication. I think now. Don't get me wrong. He's in England. English is not his first language, and I respect every single person that speaks other languages because it's not easy to learn another language. But obviously, when you're managing in the Premier League, you're going to be handling the British media. You're going to Europe. A lot of the questions will probably be from the British media as well. You're manager of Man United. There's certain things that he was saying that he was being held accountable for, but I don't know if that was being misinterpreted. I don't know if he was not articulating himself in the right way. I feel like the next manager, if it is Amorim, they need to be able to stand their ground in a changing room. They need to stand their ground in the media, be able to sort of articulate themselves well and speak well. They need to handle themselves in the board and in the meetings. And they also need to have that rapport with the fans. I actually feel Ten Hag had a decent rapport with the fans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every time you see him come out at Old Trafford, he's clapping the fans. They're applauding him. I don't really remember many fans going in on him, like at the stadium. A few boos here and there with bad results, which you expect. But generally, I thought he was okay. Do you know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. It's a tough one, but let's just see what happens going forward now. Let's see what happens going forward. It's a big challenge for if, as I said, if it is Amorim. We'll just say Amorim because it seems like it's going to be nailed on.
Well, Fabrizio, you know me and my name.
He's here we go, isn't he?
He's here we go.
Yeah.
So, it's looking good. But anyway. That's my button.
Yeah,
man.
sorry.
You're the blue button, bruv.
I do have some stats for you.
Yeah, go on.
With Ten Hag, though, which I think some people find interesting. So, few records. So, the Premier League record in total for Ten Hag, 85 games, 44 wins, 27 defeats. That's a lot of defeats. He scored. United scored 123 goals, conceded 112.
What?
That's a lot of goals.
That's Man United. We're talking
Finished third in our first season, obviously 8th last season, and now we're 14th. The record so far is 1-3, drawn 2, lost 4, with a -3 goal difference. After 9 games, that's almost a quarter of the season gone.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In Europe, since the start of last season, obviously when you look at the Champions League and obviously the first few games of the Europa League, 9 games played, 1 win, and that was against Copenhagen when Onana made a penalty save in injury time.
Yeah.
3 defeats and 5 draws. It's not good enough, man. I think the highlight is quite clearly in Ten Hag's era with FA Cup win against Man City. Has to be the highlight of his tenure. Saved his job. Yeah, got us into the Europa League as well when we looked like we were going to miss out on Europe. And it was just to beat City as well. And we played well. We dominated the game. Well, wouldn't say dominated the game, but we were the better team in the game.
I'm sure it was a weakened City team.
No, that was a Community Shield.
Oh,
that was a Community Shield. Yeah, the FA
I remember
Cup
getting on to you about something you was happy about.
Yeah, that was a Community Shield. But then obviously the low point was definitely the 7-0 defeat to Liverpool because that was a new Premier League club record.
Hey, Tone.
For us. But also lost 6-3 to City, 4-0 to Brentford, 4-0 to Palace, and 3-0 to Liverpool, amongst other dodgy results. Obviously this season, 3-0 to Spurs as well.
We ain't played you, innit?
Not this season, no.
Do you know what happens? We always play them when they got a new manager.
I wouldn't say always.
No, but the last couple times.
Well, I hope
we've had a
do
few
something.
managers in the last few years, bro. But we played you every time you had a new manager.
So, should we talk about Amorim? Do you want some stats
let's hear about the new Arteta. I get this Arteta vibe from him, man. I feel like
don't insult my manager.
What do you mean?
Don't insult my manager.
How dare you, bro? Arteta's the guy. What are you talking
about?
No, serious. I look at him and I feel like he looks like he's gonna come in. He's like the new wave of new age managers.
He seems more calmer than Arteta. Yeah. He seems a bit more like of a relaxed sort of character than Arteta. Arteta's very intense. Got that?
No, but I mean like how his style of play. I reckon he's gonna come in and
we'll see.
Hopefully not, but
so. First of all, he's only 39, so he's a very young manager. At 36, he won Sporting their first title in 19 years. That was in 2020, 2021, so that's 3-4 years ago. Yeah. And then he won a league title last season. When he won it in 2020, 2021, out of 34 games, they accumulated 85 points with a plus 45 goal difference, and they won it by 5 points.
Yeah.
Last season, they hit 90 points. Goal difference was plus 67, which is really impressive.
Crazy.
And they won it by 10 points. And this is against Benfica and Porto, who obviously have been dominant in the Portuguese league for a long time. So he plays a 3-4-3 system. So he does play 3 centre-backs with wing-backs. As I said before, Ugarte's actually played in that system. So I'm pretty sure Ugarte will start starting games for United more regularly.
Who's out?
That remains to be seen. So that's something that we're going to have a look at. There's going to be 1 or 2 midfielders or attackers that are going to start losing their place. But then, you've got a lot of games. You got a lot of games. Anyway.
Anthony's out, innit?
He's already been told, apparently.
He's gone. January so he's gone.
What I would say about Ugarte, under Amorim, he was one of the best midfielders in Europe statistically. Defensively, Ugarte.
Okay.
That's what... I mean, obviously, he was strongly linked with Chelsea. Chelsea wanted him. They almost agreed
Chelsea
a deal.
wanted everybody, bro.
They did, yeah. But then that's what got him to move to PSG in the end. You know what I mean? Big money move to PSG, 50 million. But I'm, from what I'm sort of reading and seeing as well, it's a 3 low block, but the wing backs are attacking, and it's an aggressive press off the ball. and they like to attack quickly in transitions and counter-attack quickly as well.
That would suit Dalot.
Yes, I was just going to say. I mean, I go back to actually Sky Sports News, Sky Sports a few weeks ago with Gary Neville and Roy Keane, and Gary Neville actually said, "I wouldn't be surprised if Man United go to a 3 at some point this season." And I feel like when Lelioro comes back, him, De Ligt, and Martinez, they can all play defense breaking passes, line breaking passes from the back.
Yeah.
It suits their game, and that's what Amorim's team do. And obviously with Dalot, Mazraoui, Shaw's not anywhere near coming back, so that's another story. But Dalot and Mazraoui down the wings, I feel that will suit their game a lot better. Yeah. And obviously they can both defend, but attacking's where they're better.
He likes to have a pop.
Mazraoui's better defensively than Dalot, but I feel like Dalot's better going forward. Although he did miss an open goal the other day, which was an absolute shocker.
I was talking about that in the barbers. I reckon he done it on purpose. He's like, get him out of here.
Come on.
You know that? You don't know that. You never know.
No, he didn't do that.
How can you? Did you see how he shot?
Yes, I saw that. I think it was.
Come on, man. Did you see it? You didn't see it?
You didn't see the miss?
It was like Sunday League.
It's honestly one of the worst misses in Premier League history.
It was Sunday League.
I'm not exaggerating at all.
The goal was empty, and he's like, there was no reason he just skied it.
It's not one of those ones where the ball's come to you and it's bobbled and you sky. He's got control of the ball. He's gone round the goalkeeper, and he's got like 3-4 seconds to compose himself and then hits it into an open goal.
He just skied it.
And not only was it over, it was wide as well.
He done it on purpose.
So it's not like he skied it over the bar or he hit it wide of the post. It was like angled wide. It was just.
He wasn't even upset after. That's how you know he wasn't. He ran back like his head down like yes.
One more thing about Amorim, which is quite interesting. He actually did an internship under Jose Mourinho at Carrington when Mourinho was Man United manager in 2018. And apparently he's got massive, obviously, love and respect for Jose Mourinho, but also Jorge Jesus, who's Benfica's old manager for quite some time. He's like a very well-respected and legendary manager in Portugal. And some of the words, this is really important, actually. Some of the words that I've seen Amorim described as eloquent and outgoing, very empathetic, but does not tolerate unprofessional behaviour. So this is exactly the sort of thing we need.
Sancho's not coming back then.
Sancho's not coming back. But no, I think the empathetic side is really important because you need to have that rapport with the players. Again, it comes down to the lack of communication. I feel like Erik Ten Hag didn't have. I don't think he had a high level of emotional intelligence, which is required from a football manager, especially when you're dealing with a lot of young players. And that's another thing that Ruben Amorim does. He promotes from the youth. He loves to play young players, which is really important for us because United have got some very good young players coming through, and the fans obviously always want to see young players.
Are any of them Arsenal fans? Like Ravel
Morrison. No, they're not, mate. Well, we actually took one of your boys, didn't we? Chido Obi.
Who?
Chido Obi Martin. He scored a hat-trick within 15 minutes on his debut.
Who's that?
You don't know who your boy is.
Oh.
You see?
Who's that, man?
Academy football's important, man.
I know.
Get to know. You'll get to know soon.
Johnny Jockey scored about 150 goals in 15 games or something, man.
He scored 10 seconds into his debut for the under-18s.
Yeah, he was sick. I don't know why. Have you seen him?
Apparently, to be fair, apparently his family are United fans.
Oh, that's why he done it.
Yeah, that's why. As soon as
bugger off, get out of it. Go out.
But anyway, let's see how it goes. Interesting times over the next few weeks to come. I'm sure United and the rest of the world will be watching. And Sporting Lisbon will kick off in about an hour or so. And it might be Ruben Amorim's last game, and I'm sure it's going to be one of Sporting Lisbon's most ever watched games tonight, just to see him saying bye to the fans. So that's going to be interesting. But yeah,
crazy. All right, boom. Should we touch on the Man United game?
We can do.
Yeah, let's touch on the Man United game. I know I'm in a hurry. Sorry, guys, but I got.
You got to see a man about a dog, yeah.
But yeah, so you lot lost to West Ham. Like we said before, Dalot done that crazy miss. How did you not play? I didn't even watch the game.
So the first half, we should have been at least 3-0 up, maybe 4-0 up by half time. So Dalot missed an open goal, which was the worst, but Bruno missed a header from 6 yards, completely free header. Rashford missed a one-on-one. Garnacho missed 2 chances, including hitting the bar within the first 2 minutes of the game. It's the same old story. And look, we've said it a million times. You hear it a million times every year or every 2 years. If you don't take your chances, you're going to get punished in Premier League level.
Arsenal, do you hear that? You get punished.
You get punished. And obviously West Ham came out second half. They took the lead. And then we equalised. And then it's probably going to be the worst decision you're going to see this season, I think. And the bar's pretty low, by the way. The bar is very, very low. But that is going to be the worst decision that you'll see all season. The penalty that they gave to West Ham for the Licks challenge. Yeah. When it actually hit Danny Ings' arm before the challenge came in, and when his knees brushed the ball away before he's made contact with the player. I mean, there was absolutely no need for Michael Oliver, your guy, Michael Oliver, your best mate, to tell David Coote to go to the screen. He did go to the screen, and honestly, I'm not going to lie, the meltdown I had at home was monumental. It was a monumental meltdown. I'm pretty sure my missus is going to be leaving me.
Do you need a new TV?
Not a new TV, but maybe new flooring, mate.
New flooring? What did you do, bruv? You jump in the air and
you don't even know, mate.
Stomp on the ground.
Yeah, throwing things about. Mate, I lost it, honestly. Like, you see the decision, when it goes against your team in injury time as well, it's just, it's so bad.
Do you go mad when you watch football?
Just sometimes, yeah. I've calmed down a bit. But that sent me, man. My head was a Mars for about 2-3 days
I go crazy still. I go mad. Like.
Catch me at a pub and you'll see.
Touching on West Ham quickly. I saw that Jose Mourinho's linked to apparently
he's twerking again, isn't he, for the Premier League?
He wants to get back
He's done an interview for Sky. Did you see it? And he's a Fenerbahce manager. He's saying, he'd love to manage in the Premier League again, and he wants to come back.
I would like to see him at West Ham, though. Because they need a decent manager, because they've got a decent little squad over there, and they're just...
I think Lopetegui... I mean, see, this is the thing. It was... was it El Sacchio, wasn't it? Shout out Marco, man.
Ten Hag and El Sacchio.
Ten Hag and Lopetegui, both have made shocking starts this season. I mean, we gave West Ham the game, really. West Ham should never have got a free... They shouldn't have even got a point. They got 3 points in the end. And fair play to them, man. You know what I mean? Like, they kept going. The second half, they actually played a lot better, West Ham. They were the better team in the second half. And that's how they got their noses in front. And then we equalised. And then, as I said, they went on and scored the winner. But I just don't feel like Lopetegui is going to last there much longer unless there's a massive upturn in form. You know what I mean? And they've already been linked with other managers like Jose.
It'd be good for them. All right, off your bloody team. Right, we're going to move on to the Arsenal-Liverpool game.
Look at the enthusiasm in his voice. Look.
No, it's fucking Man United, isn't it? Yeah, Arsenal-Liverpool. We got robbed again, man.
Robbed?
We got robbed. Yes, we got robbed. Go on, let's argue, because I'm ready for you. Listen.
Is this the one where he's jumped and fouled him?
How is that
the one you're talking about?
How is it a foul? How is that a foul? No, it's not.
Because he's got the back of his head.
It's a 50-50 challenge.
Do you not remember?
He ducked down.
Do you know what are you talking about? Get out of here, hold on, 1 second. Do you guys remember? Do you remember last season when Tone was on and Dick Cordova-Reid? Do you remember for Liverpool, when Liverpool scored a win? I think it was Trent when he went in the back of Dick Cordova-Reid, and I told you that was a foul. And then you lot started arguing with me.
I got amnesia. I can't remember.
I'm sure you do. Well, they gave this one, but they didn't give that one. No consistency, man.
So do you think that was a foul?
I think it was a foul.
How was it a foul?
Because he's gone over him. He's gone over top of him. He didn't duck. He got clattered in the back of the head.
No, he didn't.
For me, it was a foul.
Bent over.
For me, it was a foul.
He got bent
Easy.
over. Pause. He bent over.
What, was it similar to the Gabriel one against Newcastle?
Can't remember that. Which one was that one?
You don't remember your ones though, do you?
Nah. But anyway, they robbed us.
You lot were complaining about
Why didn't he wait for VAR?
He blew his whistle already. He didn't. I don't know. You have to ask him. But he'd already blown his whistle.
There's an agenda against Arsenal. Can't you see what's going on? There's a big agenda going on.
I'd say there's an agenda for City rather than against other teams. If that makes sense.
Well, we are the other team, so it's Arsenal.
Yeah.
It's definitely not you.
Maybe
you are in the league.
I feel like the referees definitely do favour City with the amount of
100%.
stuff that they got away with. But I feel like it was borderline. But I feel like it was a foul. For me, it was a foul.
I don't think it was a foul. I think it was a goal. But, anyway,
but the rest of the game.
Good game. First half, we was onto them, man. I was happy with the team. Party at right back, I said,
he played well.
Yeah, he played good.
He played very, very well. And considering he was marking Luis Diaz.
Yeah, he played well.
Luis Diaz, the way that Luis Diaz started that game, I thought he was going to cause you all sorts of problems. But you know what? Fair play Thomas Partey, man.
He held it down well.
Yeah, he did.
Saka came back from his injury, fired.
That brilliant goal.
Firing,
excellent
great goal. It's weird because nobody, if Palmer done that or Foden done that goal, they'll be raving and ranting about it. And it's kind of just brushed under the carpet. No one's really talking about it, Saka. I don't know if because he does it so often, it's it's normal. But I don't think he's getting his respect he should still.
I think the best thing about that goal was he done it against Robertson as well, who's been one of the best left-backs in the league for a good few years now.
Yeah, he's washed though, man.
I wouldn't say washed. He's still good. He's still a good defender. He's not as elite as he was maybe 3-4 years ago, but he's still a very good defender. And Saka made him just look like a Sunday league defender.
Put him on his bum.
Yeah, he put him on his arse. He cut inside, nutmegged him, and just smashed it beyond the keeper as well. Fair play, man. Great goal.
Great goal. But Liverpool got lucky, I would say. We got a few injuries. And that was it. It went kind of left. Second half, actually, Liverpool did come out better. They did have the upper hand on us. We kind of... This is Arsenal's problem. They have this intensity in the first half. And then when the second half comes, they just... I don't know what it is. Sometimes it's like they don't have the same intensity. And then they give teams opportunity to get back into the game. And that's what we've done, and we've got the injuries on top of it.
It's hard to dominate for 90 minutes, mate. It's hard to dominate games for every minute of the game, especially when you're playing against a really good team.
I don't expect to dominate, but they lose a lot of their intensity, if that makes sense. Like, we dropped off totally. You would think, if you saw the second half, you wouldn't think we was playing like that in the first half. We played in the first half.
Liverpool. I also think Liverpool, you got to give them credit as well, because I think the biggest change that I've seen with Liverpool compared to now with Klopp, is they just seem more professional in terms of the way they go about their job, they go about their business. They seem a lot more patient. They seem like they're more structured defensively. It's not as gung-ho as it was. And I feel like they don't spam as many balls forward anymore.
Trent
will, because he's got it in his locker. But the other players, a lot of it is short passing. Short, concise passing.
I think Trent defends a lot more. I don't think he's not going as forward as much.
This is what I mean. I feel like they've got a bit more structure, to especially defensively and in midfield as well. And yeah, I mean, if you look last season, Klopp was playing Endo a lot in defensive midfield. I feel like he was holding the fort now, but they're playing Gravenberch, who's obviously a ball player.
Bro,
this is what I mean. He's got that explosion about him as well. Obviously, he's very good on the ball. He's intelligent as well, and but he's got that sort of, because he's a ball player. He can collect it from the defense and play it forward as well. Whereas Endo's more of a destructive sort of player for me. So no, I like the look of Liverpool. To be fair, you got to respect it. And I said this at the beginning of the season as well. You got to have respect for their manager. He just seems calm, man.
Yeah, I posted it on our Instagram the other day. I said, he's come into a whole new. Obviously, they've taken over from Klopp, but it's not hard to take over and carry on, and they're still playing good football. They lost one game this season?
Yeah, against Forest.
That's what I'm saying. They lost one game, and they look like they can go the distance.
They can,
far.
They look like they can.
Easing up,
It depends on injuries as well, I think. Obviously, I think Salah's so important for them, but Salah's always fit, isn't he, really? Yeah. Salah, Van Dijk, and do you know who else has been really good for them this season? Konate. Konate's been solid. He was good against you lot the other day as well. He's a beast. So, yeah, they've got a good balance, Liverpool.
What do you think about the Martinelli? How do you think Martinelli playing?
He did all right. I think Martinelli's, obviously we know the talent, we know the potential, we know the ability, but I think over the last sort of year or so, he's I don't want to say regressed. I don't think he's regressed, but I think he's plateaued. He's just sort of, you know what I mean? I don't know whether you guys need. I mean, what's going on with Sterling? Sterling's not been getting much game time.
I don't know, man. I would start Sterling over Martinelli on
really
the base of attacking, dribbling on the ball. I think if you got Sterling and Saka, it's more of a threat. That's my personal opinion. Martinelli with the goal, the second goal, he had an opportunity. I can't remember what he done exactly, but he messed up anyway. And then they countered and then they scored. I think it was his touch. He done something. He done something. I can't remember exactly what he done.
Yeah.
I remember he had the chance.
And then Trent picked it out. It was a great ball by Trent, though, to be fair.
Yeah. No, but it's Martinelli again, and this is what I've been saying to everybody. His decision making, his touch, his dribbling. His end product's terrible. Unless he's through on ball, unless he gets like a good through ball and he's running in to shoot only, then it's cool. If anything else, if he's out wide or nothing comes up.
I think he needs a couple of goals. I think he needs.
No, but that's not going to improve his dribbling.
It won't improve his dribbling, but it will improve his confidence and his maybe.
He's had a couple of goals.
Yeah, but I just feel like he needs to get a bit more he needs more confidence in his game. I feel like I look at him and he doesn't seem as confident as he was, like I said, a year or so ago. Do you know what I mean? Look, Johnny knows.
I agree with you because I feel like he just needs to get more experience underneath his belt, and try and get back to that stage.
Yeah.
He's had. Do you know what it is when you say experience? How? Because he's been in this
exposure maybe.
But he's been playing first team football consistently.
Yeah. I agree. No, I know what you're saying. You're right, but I just, you know what? Like I said,
for the last
players are different. You know what? He might need. He might need some time out then. Maybe he needs a bit of time out. You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe just to sort of get that, a bit more out of the limelight, because obviously if things don't work out with him not there, then you can't blame him. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, and then bring him back in and maybe, one of those ones where he comes on as an impact sub, impacts the game, gets an assist, gets a goal, gets a crowd up, gets some confidence. Do you know what I mean? That might work for him.
I would prefer that. I would prefer to Sterling to start if it's not working. Then bring on Martinelli. You might get about 60 minutes. And it's two pacey players.
I do think Arsenal need another attacker, though. I think you definitely need another attacker. I think selling Emil Smith-Rowe, obviously, or whether it was PSR or whatever, but I feel like that might have hurt you lot a bit more than it should have. But then that comes down to Arteta as well. Last season, didn't give him enough game time at all. Smith-Rowe. He was Arteta does not like to rotate, which is, I get, fair enough.
I think this is what's going to cost him as well. His lack of rotating players. He burnt Declan Rice. Plays every game, 90 minutes nearly. Yeah. Saka, every game. Gabriel, Saliba. Our players are playing even if we're winning 3-4-0.
Yeah,
he'll take them off. And then manager will take... Liverpool, Klopp will take off Salah. They're winning 3-4-0. Salah's coming off. Jota's coming off. These people, they're coming off. Diaz, he rotates. I'm going to touch on the Chelsea-Newcastle Palmer's ball, man. Bloody hell,
That's a good ball. That was a good ball.
Aye. It had a bit of Odegaard finesse. Remember Odegaard done that against
all the players that you can think of, you could talk about Odegaard.
He done it against Villa. You didn't see the ball against Villa?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, and it was similar.
What I would say, his comments after when he was talking to the journalists afterwards, when he said the manager said that they play a high line, so he just knew where to play the ball. Okay. It's really interesting, man. That just shows you what planning does, what structure does, what a system does. You know what I mean? You know where to hit them. You know that they're going to play high line. If you play that ball through, and especially if you've got Neto running, he's lightning.
And he done his man as well.
And fair play to Jackson. Jackson's read it.
Yeah, he made the run. And it was a good goal, man. I was watching it live. It was a very, very good goal. Yeah. I had to give them a clap for that. Big up Chelsea. Do you think Chelsea are title contenders?
No. Look, their attack is arguably the best in the league, but I feel like their defense and their goalkeeper, they'll just cost them. And I feel like, do you know what's funny? I was actually thinking about this earlier. I feel like if Chelsea still had Thiago Silva from last season, they could get close to the title. Because the way that Thiago Silva played, even if he had players that weren't very good with him, he just held it down so well in the back line. Not only was he good at reading the game, he's obviously great in the air. It's not just his tackling, it's his obviously leadership as well. The goalkeeper looked more comfortable when he was
experienced.
But you know the other thing? He scores goals, man, from corners. He gets the odd goal as well from corners. He scored some important goals for Chelsea. And I feel like if it was him with one or two of the other players playing regularly, I feel like they'd keep a couple more clean sheets and that could take them closer. I feel like Chelsea will definitely get top four. But I just feel like
I can't see them
because of their I mean, you look at the other teams defensively. Arsenal's defense is rock solid. Don't concede many goals or chances. Very, very good goalkeeper. Liverpool the same. One of the best goalkeepers in the world in Alisson, Konate, Van Dijk have got a proper partnership going there as well.
Alisson been playing now. I swear it's been.
He's not been, but he is. He just pulled his hammy. But generally, Alisson's a top goalkeeper, and I feel like City. Thing of City is, even though their defense can be got at, they have the ball 90% of the time. You can't. His possession's 9% of the law, as they say. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to lose games if you got the ball.
I reckon with Chelsea, I reckon next season they might compete.
Yeah, but they need to get a goalkeeper.
Didn't they just buy this brother?
Nah, Sanchez, they got him from Brighton a couple of years ago now. But they've got 7-8 goalkeepers. But literally, they've got, I think, 7 goalkeepers.
Chelsea
in the first
deserve a blue button. They might take it over you, the Blues and the blue.
Yeah, but I mean, Sanchez. I mean, a couple of my mates, Chelsea fans, you are. They're always rinsing Sanchez. They can't stand him. And they're season ticket holders as well. They go to every game. They're sick to death of him, and they say he's so error prone, and even if they don't always concede, he makes a lot of errors. You know what I mean?
They're not good at finding goalies, then, are they?
Yeah,
they're Kepa abracadabra.
Petr Cech and Courtois they found.
Yeah,
that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. What was it? What's Kepa abracadabra?
Yeah, Arisa Balaga. Arisa Balaga.
He was terrible as well.
Yeah, he's at Bournemouth now, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's at Bournemouth now.
Done.
But yeah, so their defense, and I think individually the defenders look all right. I mean, Fofana's, he cost a lot of money, cost 70 million. Levi Cole's come from their academy. A lot of clubs wanted him when he was at Brighton. Reece James will make a big difference if he stays fit. Gusto's good. Cucurella's obviously had a very, very good summer with Spain, and he looks like a decent left back still in the Premier League. But it's the centre-backs and a goal. Or at least one centre-back, you need a leader and a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
But I genuinely feel like if Thiago Silva was still at Chelsea, that would make such a massive difference. But to answer your question again, no, I don't think they'll win the league.
No, they won't win the league, but they'll be in the mix.
I feel like they will finish fourth.
Yeah.
I feel like they will finish fourth.
Yeah, they'll be in the mix. I reckon next season they've got a very good squad though, man.
You got to give credit to the manager though.
Yeah,
Maresca, you got to give him a lot of credit, man, because that was an absolute shambles that he walked into.
Not rare. It
Nah,
was.
come on.
But you got to think. You got to remember. Towards the end of last season, they was looking like, okay, this is what they.
Yeah, but they still bought a lot of players in the summer again.
I know, but they were still looking like they're heading towards it. They had direction.
Yeah, no, they did under Poch,
yeah.
But they were leaking a lot of goals still. They were leaking a lot of goals.
Yeah.
They kept a few clean sheets this season now. They just look more organised. I feel like he's got a grip of the club now. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like you're not hearing Todd Bowley's name anymore. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
You're not really hearing about a circus at Chelsea anymore. That's a good thing. You're seeing, you know, they look a threat every game now. Like they look like if Chelsea going into a game, unless it's against City, Arsenal, or Liverpool.
Who?
What?
Who is against who?
Unless it's against City, Arsenal, Liverpool. What have I said wrong?
No, go on.
Right, okay, let me finish.
Unless
Unless it's against those three, they're the favourites. And even against Liverpool, they were unlucky at
What about Man
Anfield.
United?
Nah, come on. Let's be realistic here. You know what I mean?
I love it.
But even at Anfield,
Yeah.
I actually thought that they played really, really well. And they actually dominated a lot of the game. And I'll tell you one thing, I've mentioned his name before and I'll mention it again. Romeo Lavia, man. What a player. What an absolute
Get a
beast
yellow
of a
card,
player.
bruv. I've been putting you in my flipping bet
We don't
builders.
need
Get
to
a
talk
yellow.
about that. We don't need to talk about that.
Get a yellow, man.
But yeah,
bets
he's another one. I feel like if they can keep him and Reece James fit, it will be so important for them. Obviously, Cole Palmer we know about. He's the sort of the icing on the cake
He's
for
the
them.
main man.
But Reece James, man, obviously unbelievable right back. But Romeo Lavia, I'm so impressed by him, man. What a player. So yeah, Chelsea look good, man.
They
Chelsea
really
look good.
Yeah. All right, boom. We're gonna touch on.
Thomas Tuchel.
Nah, we'll do that last. Ballon d'Or.
Aha,
Vinicius.
Interesting.
Vinicius.
Throwing your toys out the pram, yeah? Real Madrid. You can't do that, man. You can't boycott a whole Ballon d'Or awards ceremony because your boy didn't win it, man. Come on, what is this?
Nah, boycott it. They're taking the piss.
Yeah, it's nonsense. And I'm not being funny. I mean, I've said this on the podcast. You know, I've said it on the podcast many times. For me, Rodri's the best player in the world. Not just, I said that he's best midfielder in the world, but I also feel now he is the best player in the world.
Yeah. Someone was saying to me that they base it on so much like last season. More than has what you've done this season.
Yeah, of course, because this season just started. Yeah, it would be last season.
So it's like, I know, like the season before. So it's like, it's all a combined thing of together. Because, what's his name? Vinicius has been bossing it of recent. Like all these hat tricks.
Yeah, but look, if Brazil had won the Copa America, Vinicius would have won it.
Yeah,
100%. Vinicius would have won it because Vinicius came very, very close. But because Rodri, obviously Spain won the Euros, Rodri played a massive part in that. City won a league again, 4th time in a row. And look, you look at Rodri, and I'll say it again, he never drops less than an 8 out of 10 performance. Yeah, never.
He's cold.
He's just unbelievable consistency. Everything that I mean, if you see him misplace a pass, you're shocked. You're absolutely shocked. He must have a 90-95% pass completion rate every game.
The record, his record for Man City when he's in the
squad.
He
scores
scores
goals as well.
Even like when he's in the squad and out of the squad.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. The
loss.
difference. Yeah, of course he is.
So that just shows you the impact. Even for Spain as well, if he's not playing, the impact he has on his squad is
different levels.
Yeah.
So I mean, and this is what's so disappointing at a club like Real Madrid. You know what I mean? With all the prestige and, you know what I mean, all the awards that they've won in the past and the multiple Ballon d'Or winners that they've had, you lose one, which was very, very tight, and then you throw your toys out the pram and you don't attend the ceremony and you say, we're boycotting, we're not going to. Come on, man. You need to have more class than that, man. That's not good. It's not a good look at all. That's just my opinion, obviously. Other people might disagree. And like I said, it's not like he's lost out to someone that should never have won it.
Yeah,
he's lost out to a world-class performer who's won the Euros, who's won a Champions League 2 years ago. Okay, it's not based on that necessarily, but who's also won another league title with Man City, and he's been a dominant footballer for many years now.
It shows you the level of the Ballon d'Or.
Well, I'll be honest with you.
It's not the same, man.
You're going to hit the blue button in a minute. Are you ready? Let me ask you a question.
I might bumbuckle you, but go on.
Man United won a treble in 1999. Who won the Ballon d'Or? Rivaldo for Barcelona.
Yeah, but Rivaldo's...
Barcelona went out at the group stage.
Yeah, but Rivaldo was who did you think should have won?
Beck should have won it.
Oh, okay.
Beck should have won it. Of course he should have won it. We won a treble that season.
Bumbuckle!
He's gone. He's gone. Get back here. Get back here. Listen, David Beckham or Dwight York should have won that Ballon d'Or. Maybe not Dwight York.
Bro, you're going to go
Definitely
viral. David Beckham should have won the Ballon d'Or.
In 1999, Man United won a treble. And do you know the worst thing is? A Man United player didn't even win the PFA Player of the Year that year.
Are you standing on this?
Won that.
Are you standing on this?
100%.
David Beckham should have won the Ballon d'Or
in 1999.
Over Rivaldo.
Yes.
Do you know who Rivaldo is?
Of course I know. Rivaldo was one of my favourite players at the time.
Rivaldo.
Yeah. He was one of my favourite players.
David Beckham should have won it over
Absolutely. With chest. In 99, should have been Beck's. And like I said, on top of that, one second, on top of that,
what you got in your chest?
You've
been smoking today, bro.
David Ginola won the Player of the Year in the Premier League as well.
I got a bumper clout for this.
Bumbucker!
Not Beck's, not Yap Stam, not Paul Scholes, not Roy Keane, not Dwight York, who got 29 goals in all comps that season. Easy.
Look what you're making me do, bruv. David Beckham.
He's lost it. Anyway, but yeah, so
you're on one.
I've not really taken a Ballon d'Or seriously ever since then. That's the truth. Why? And I was only a kid back then as well.
You die hard Man United that you thought David Beckham should have won it.
But Beck should have won that.
How? Based on what?
Because most of the time,
you got to back this up.
Hold on. When you look, okay, let me just say another thing. Not only did Barcelona not win the Champions League, they went out in the group stage. They didn't even win La Liga. They finished second. Deportivo La Coruña won La Liga that season. So on what basis?
Is that the year though that Rivaldo done the overhead kick on that?
I can't remember that. Maybe. But the Ballon d'Or winner 9 times out of 10 goes to someone who's won a major trophy.
Yeah, I understand on that point, but if you're going off...
No, but I'm not talking about individual brilliance. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the basis that they do the Ballon d'Or, that they announce the winner of the Ballon d'Or on. The basis of it, you have to have won something meaningful. Which is what takes me back to my previous point about Vinicius. If Vinicius wins the Copa America, he gets the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah. What did Brazil? Didn't Brazil win the World Cup that year?
No.
France won in that year, innit? What are you talking about, 98,
99? Yeah, France won that, yeah.
France won in that year, yeah.
Listen, like I said, it's just it's a strong opinion I've had for many years, and it will never, ever change, because you can't win a treble. We won a treble.
You're definitely stubborn, bro.
Yeah, of course. You win a treble, and by the way, this was after the summer that Beck's had in the World Cup, and he came back strong like that, and he done what he done.
David Beckham's...
to be fair, Beck's finished second, so I'm not that far off, am I? Do you know what I mean? He finished second that year, and it wasn't that far off, but he should have won.
I reckon he was in it because he's just David Beckham. You know, like he's just that guy.
Well, then if he's just that guy, then he should have won it then.
No, has it
because he won it everything as well.
Side, you know, like
not having it, man. Not having it. But anyway,
man.
Yeah.
Bumbucker!
You're damn right I was in a blue button.
Yeah, you blue button me, man, all day. I know what I'm talking about.
All right, we're gonna do a poll on this one anyway. Should David Beckham have won or should
They're not going to know. They're not going to remember that far back.
Don't worry, I'm going to promote it for you.
You're going to promote it for me, man.
You're going to go viral,
man. Yeah, that's
all right,
fine.
Cool. Thomas Tuchel, we're going to touch on quickly. Got to get out of here. England manager. I reckon it's a good appointment.
Yeah, I think so too.
Very good appointment for him.
Obviously, the whole Germany-England connection aside, you know what I mean? I think football's moved on many years
English
since that now.
They was raging.
A lot.
He's not English. What are you doing with this German?
Which I mean, look, I understand. I understand the whole sort of debate and everything. But let's be honest. I mean, what are the options out there for England? Graham Potter, Frank Lampard, Eddie Howe.
There's no good English manager side.
I mean, Eddie Howe's good. He's a good manager, but
he's not going to win them the World Cup.
Look, I feel like Thomas Tuchel is a good appointment. Very, very solid appointment. 18-month contract, which takes us past the 2026 World Cup, and I think they want Pep after that.
And he's a winner.
He's
wins
a winner.
Things.
Yeah,
and that's
which is very important,
especially for this young squad they've got. They should play for him, and he should be technical. Shit, you're making me talk about Beckham still. No, joking. He should be tactical good enough to make them play well.
I think that the thing with Thomas Tuchel is obviously his teams can score goals. They can attack well, but they also got a very solid defensive structure as well, which is very important in tournament football. So, look, you know what? I'm actually excited to see his team selection for the next round of fixtures.
When's he started?
Is it not this international break? Is it not? I'm not 100% sure.
I don't think it is. You know,
is it not this one?
No.
It might be further down. Then it might be the next one from next year or whatever, because it is an 18-month contract to be fair. So, but
starting in January.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. So it's I'm excited to see what he does with that team and who he admits from the team and who he brings in to the team, especially the first one or two squads. It'll be really interesting.
Sancho, one of them in.
I think Rashford will come back in. He's a big fan of Marcus Rashford. Yeah, he tried to sign him for PSG.
Well, now you lot got a new manager. Mostly you'll look.
Well, Rashford hopefully will pick up as well.
Yeah, pick back
up. And am I right in saying Thomas Tuchel plays 3 at the back?
How did you do this again?
No, but listen, listen.
He just slided back Man United in there again.
No. Thomas Tuchel was a big fan of Marcus Rashford. It's very well known. He tried to sign him for PSG.
Yeah.
So obviously that he said he's got a unique talent that not many other players
Rashford,
have got.
Man. I actually like him.
Listen, Rashford doesn't really let England down. Remember that. Rashford usually does well for England as well. Anyway, but that aside, as I said, it would just be interesting to see who he brings in. I mean, if Mason Mount can stay fit, is he going to get a call up?
What? You train it?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying because obviously Thomas Tuchel was a big fan of Mason Mount. Massive fan. He was one of the first things.
I think Smith Rowe for Chelsea. He's looking for a call up.
Yes. Well, if he carries on playing the way he's playing for Fulham, why not?
Do you see the assist
he did well. Yeah, he did really well for that.
You see what I'm saying, Arteta? I'm mad with you. I've been pulling up at the training ground. I'm joking.
He has to smile.
Now, not for you guys. I've been going to try and talk to coaches and get you on the podcast. But we should never have sold him, man. But yeah, I reckon he might get a call up.
We'll see.
He deserves it. I think.
I'll be honest with you. We do actually have quite a few talented players now in England.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, of course, it's a good thing. Absolutely. And but even like the defenders, like who does he pick? It's, you know what I mean. Gareth Southgate was playing a right-footed left back a lot of the time.
Don't say it.
Who? Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw can't even get fit for Man United, let alone England, mate.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. A lot of the time, Southgate was playing a right-footed left back. Like
Reece James is back, and he's been playing on the left back for Chelsea. So.
Yeah, that was only one game, though. That was only one game.
No, but I'm saying they've been playing in there, so maybe
I can't see Reece James. He'll play if he's fit. He'll play right back. But again, does he play Reece James? Does he play Trent? What does he do?
You play Reece James on the left, Trent on the right.
I don't know. We'll see. Trent's played left for England a couple of times as well now.
Nah, but I reckon Reece James you get more out of Reece James on the left.
Maybe Saka, left wing back.
Get out of here, bro.
But yeah, interesting, man. No, I'm looking forward to see. Look, there's a lot of stuff to look forward to this season, man.
Yeah,
there's a lot to look forward to.
I can't wait. I can't wait for. Can't wait to see Tuchel though.
Yeah.
I want to see what he does to the team if they play how I believe they should be playing this whole time.
Well, Harry Kane under Thomas Tuchel for Bayern Munich scored a lot of goals last season. A lot of goals. So
that's another.
And he's been struggling for form for England. I say struggling for form in the Euros. So he might struggled.
You might get him.
Yeah, he might get. You'll know how to get him firing again. You know what I mean? Hopefully. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. And the other thing as well, which I think is very, very important, we looked at Gareth Southgate, especially during the tournaments. There's no plan B. There's no plan B. Thomas Tuchel will have a plan B.
Yeah.
He will know how to beat big teams and you know what I mean, like Spain.
And use the squad, make the subs at the right time.
He'll have cojones.
Yeah. Unlike Gareth Southgate. Unlike Gareth Marco.
Yeah. Your boy.
We've got to wrap it up anyway. That's the hour up. So yeah, we're back again.
Hopefully back next week.
We disappear, man. We're back.
No, not next week, man. We're back.
We're back.
We're back for good. Like, take that, man.
We'll be back again. And I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Like, subscribe, drop some comments on the YouTube, please. You lot's comment on the Instagram and the TikToks, but we need some, comments on the
YouTube.
On the YouTube, yeah. And get on to him about his David Beckham.
Bex, you're my guy, man.
And the Ballon d'Or.
Always got your back, mate.
But yeah, hope you lot enjoyed the episode. We're back next week. And that's it, man. See you later, Ten Hag.